Altrincham FC is delighted to announce the signing of centre-back James Jones D.O.B. The 13th of March 1997. James Wright impressed as a trialist for Alt in July but, in August, decided to try his luck elsewhere. Now, the club is pleased that he has returned to the J. Davidson Stadium and signed for Alt. He is expected to be involved in tonight's match against Whitby Town. Before joining Altrincham, James spent 3 seasons with Welsh Premier club the New Saints, graduating from their academy to the first team. With Chris Lynch having left the club, Tom Hannigan suspended, Sean Densmore abroad and forwards Josh Amos and Sean Miller still recuperating from the respective operations, Alt were in need of reinforcements. Altrincham v Whitby Town match coverage. You can follow this fixture via this website's minute-by-minute text updates by clicking on the icon below. Alternatively, Radio Robins coverage of the game is outlined below as well. Brian Flynn announces that Radio Robins, sponsored by Ashley Mowers Garden Machinery, is providing full live commentary of tonight's game. The match commentary sponsor is Steve Bew. The commentators are Alex Sarwar and Brian Flynn and the match summariser is John Edwards. Coverage starts at 7:30 p.m. with the game kicking off at 7:45 p.m. Guidance for listening to Radio Robins. Today there will be 4 ways to listen to Radio Robins via Mixlr or the Radio Robins website. Open the page in any web browser and the broadcast should start automatically. Please note that the 4-player options Windows Player Real Player QuickTime Winamp will not work now. Download and install the Mixlr app on Android devices from the Google Play Store. Start the app and search for Radio Robins. Download and install the Mixlr app on Apple devices from the Apple Store. Start the app and search for Radio Robins. There is a temporary Wix website here. The chat room software on radiorobins.com has been updated and should be accessible now for all users. FA Cup opponents in Monday night's FA Cup preliminary round replay. The score was Main Road 1 Abbey Hay 1 after 90 minutes with Sam Freaks, once an Alt trialist, having put the Gordon side ahead before a late equaliser sent the game to extra time. However, a serious injury to an Abbey Hay player in extra time led to the match abandonment. Earlier, NI Pitchero had reported that the first qualifying round of the Emirates FA Cup has thrown up some interesting ties. 2 of the Chroma Sport Trophy's United Counties League sides who caused upsets in the last round both face EvoStick League Premier opponents, Boston Town having the bonus of being drawn at home to Hensford Town, while Step 6 Minnows Potton United travel to Dales Lane to take on Rushall Olympic. Little known Hormond, last season S West Midlands Regional League champions who are now playing in the Midland League Premier Division, were rewarded with a home tie with another NPL Premier outfit, Matlock Town. Tool Station Northern Counties East League Division 1 side Grimsby Borough face a tough task by being drawn away to high-flying NPL Premier outfit Warrington Town. Altrincham hold the record of knocking out more Football League sides than any other club that has spent its entire history playing in non-league football. They faced a tricky derby from the winners of the All-Hallmark Security League replay between Abbey Hay and Main Road, but at least LT fans have far to travel. Whoever wins the Hallmark Security League records Abbey Hay's league record this season. In the Premier Division they have lost the first 2 fixtures, 0-3 at home to Widnes and 0-4 at home to Runcorn Linnets. They drew last Saturday with Main Road 22 in the FA Cup. Meanwhile, Main Road lost their opening league match 34 at Runcorn Town but beat Congleton Town 21 in Manchester. They qualified to meet Abbey Hay in the FA Cup by beating our pre-season opponents Winsford United 32 at Brantingham Road. EvoStick Premier news in Monday night's league match. Stourbridge went a point clear at the top of the Premier Division. Stourbridge 1 Nantwich Town 1 elsewhere. NI Pitchero confirms that Warrington Town have signed 2 players at opposite ends of the experience scale in Phil Baker and Caleb Richards, who joins on loan from Blackpool. Amazingly, Baker has won the Welsh Premier Championship no less than 8 times. The experienced 34-year-old centre-back Baker was an integral part of the New Saints squad for over a decade, and was twice named in the Welsh Premier Dream Team. Last year he was awarded the Dafabet Welsh Premier League Clubman of the Year award. Baker made his Welsh Premier debut for Bangor City in 2003, joining the Farrar Road club from Tranmere Rovers, but left after a short time to join League Two outfit Exeter City. Baker returned to Aberystwyth Town in 200,304 and made 32 appearances. After a brief spell with Droylsden, he rejoined Bangor City in September 2004. He joined the New Saints, where he has established himself as one of the Welsh Premier's most successful defenders of all time, with 340 league starts. Baker moved to the top of the all-time list of Welsh Premier players who have appeared for the clubs in European competitions. He has appeared in a record 31 games in Europe, including matches against Liverpool, RSC Anderlecht, CSKA Sofia and Legia Warsaw. Left-back Richards signed professional terms with Blackpool in April. The 18-year-old was under-18 captain last season and had a taste of first-team football. He has signed a deal which runs until the end of the 2018 season and includes options to extend by a further 12 months. Richards is no stranger to the non-league game, having spent time on work experience in November 2016 with Warrington S League rivals Marine AFC, the 21st of August 2017 ALTY away in FA Cup. ALTY enter the FA Cup at the first round qualifying on Saturday the 2nd of September 2017, the draw for which was made today, Monday. After 4 home cup draws for the club this summer, Cheshire Senior Cup, Integro Cup, FA Trophy and FA Youth Cup, Altrincham have been drawn away at Abbey Hay Main Road. Both clubs compete in the NW Counties Premier. ALTY have not met Abbey Hay competitively, but in 199,091 we won 10 at Main Road in the FA Cup 2QR. The Northern Midlands element of the draw is below: 1 Penistone Church v Whitby Town, 2 Albion Sports v Barlick Town, 3 Prescott Cables City of Liverpool v Nantwich Town, 4 Warrington Town v Grimsby Borough, 5 Ashton Athletic v Bamber Bridge, 6 Trafford Kidsgrove Athletic v Clitheroe, 7 Staley Bridge Celtic v Farsley Celtic, 8 Marine v Ashton United, 9 Shore Lane Association v Radcliffe Borough Aberskit, 10 Scarborough Athletic Mask United v Workington, 11 Bottisford Town v Shildon, 12 Cleethorpes Town v Atherton Collieries, 13 Colne v Lancaster City, 14 Ossett Town v Consett, 15 Hyde United v Harrogate Railway Athletic, Kendal Town, 16 Droylsden v Colwyn Bay, 17 Abbey Hay Main Road v Altrincham, 18 Skelmersdale United v Handsworth Paramore, 19 Buxton v Frickley Athletic, 20 Penrith Whitley Bay v Newcastle Benfield, 21 Sunderland RCA v Liversedge, 22 Mossley v 1874 Northwich West Didsbury Chorlton, 23 Whitland Albion v South Shields, 24 Hales Owen Town v Baseford United, 25 Boston Town v Hensford Town, 26 Newport Pagnell Town v Wisbech Town, Spalding United Kempston Rovers, 27 Loughborough Dynamo v Stourbridge, 28 Sporting Calcer v Alvechurch Market Drayton Town, 29 AFC Mansfield v Dunkirk, 30 Soham Town Rangers v AFC Wolverhampton Westfields, 31 Ainsbury Rovers v Stafford Rangers Peterborough Sports, 32 Rushall Olympic v Potton United, 33 Sutton Coldfield Town v Barwell, 34 Street Ives Town v Colville Town, 35 Grantham Town v Holbeach United, 36 Ormond v Matlock Town, 37 Tividale v AFC Rushden Diamonds, 38 Lincoln United Belper Town v Redditch United, 39 Shropshire Dynamo v Leek Town, 40 Romulus v Kettering Town, 41 Stratford Town v Newcastle Town Evesham United, 42 Kings Lynn Town v Coleshill Town, 43 Micklover Sports v Hinckley. Chris Lynch departs. Altrincham FC announces that defender Chris Lynch has been released from his contract this week. He has struggled to get his fitness because of certain injuries he has been fighting, and we have made the decision together that the best thing moving forward is for us to part company now. All at Altrincham FC wish Chris all the best in his future career and a quick recovery from his injuries. New shop for ALTY merchandise. Club photographer Gavin Rathbone has produced an impressive new website to showcase Altrincham FC's merchandise. It can be found here. So why not pay to visit and order your ALTY replica kits and so much more. FA Cup draw. ALTY enter the FA Cup at the first round qualifying on Saturday the 2nd of September 2017, the draw for which is due at some time on Monday today. As usual, the FA is incapable of saying exactly when the draw takes place, but it is believed to be around 1 p.m. Youths lose first game. The Northwest Youth Alliance reports that Altrincham FC Youth lost their opening league match of the season 51 away to Chester FC. Other results were Ashton Athletic 1 Southport 5 Curzon Ashton 4 AFC File 2 Stockport County 0 Nelson 12. Other teams in the Premier Division this season are Chorley, Hyde United and Prescott Cables. Altis' next league fixture is at home to Prescott Cables at Flixton Football Club M41 8RQ next Sunday. In the NWI Open Cup, Alti are at home on a day TBC to Southport, and in the Neil Thomason Cup they entertain Chorley. In the FA Youth Cup first qualifying round, to be played in week commencing Monday the 18th of September, Altrincham will be away to either Ashton United or Chadderton. Next opponents Whitby Town on Tuesday night. Altrincham welcome Whitby Town to the J. Davidson Stadium. Mike Garnett reminds us of the historical record of matches between Alti and Whitby Town. After 10 encounters, Whitby have yet to defeat Altrincham. Home P5W4D1LOF11E3 away P5W4D1LOF13A7 all P1OW8D2LOF24A10 on Saturday. The Whitby Gazette reported that a clinical performance from Stourbridge ensured a 31 defeat and a second defeat in 3 for Whitby Town. Just 4 shots on target brought 3 goals from the visitors, with Jordan Archer netting a brace, with Glass Boys skipper Paul McCone adding the other. The Seasiders' only response came from Luke Bythwaite's powerful 25-yard free kick. Chris Hardy named an unchanged side from Tuesday night's victory over Stalybridge Celtic, with the only change to the team sheet coming with Andy Monkhouse making the bench over Anthony Hume. Whitby Town Bland 6, Martin 6, McWilliams 6, Bythwaite 7, Bullock 6, Snaithsey 7, Carson 6, Gell 6, Willard G 6, Diamond 6, Risborough 6. Subs not used: Roberts, May, McGoldrick, Fryatt, Monkhouse. Whitby Town MOTM Luke Bythwaite scored Whitby's first half equaliser with a thunderbolt free kick, whilst putting in a solid performance at the back. Last opponents Matlock Town. Matlock Town have video highlights of Saturday's game with Altrincham. Right Alti hold a huddle before kick-off. Matlock Town report that Dwayne Wiley's bullet header from a 48th minute corner won the Gladiators all 3 points on a day when sheer hard work and determination won the day over quality. So Matlock have 7 points from 3 games, while Alti, one of the pre-season favourites for the title, have just a solitary point so far. It was the visitors' James Poole who had the first striker goal. Altrincham continued to attack, but Matlock should have gone in front in the 12th minute when the electric pace of Darnell Bailey King saw him race beyond Tom Hannigan, only to shoot wide of the far post in a one-on-one with Thompson. In the next minute, Alti full-back Simon Richmond brought down Ted Cribley, and after he was booked, Jake Green's free kick was fingertipped aside by Thompson. This was a good spell of pressure from Matlock, with Wiley having a 19th minute chance from a carbon copy of his goal which he glanced wide. Poole looked to be the Alti dangerman. Matlock soon had Altrincham on the back foot after the break with the goal. Doyle Charles received a 78th minute caution for fouling Poole. It's slightly worrying for the Homesters. They were being pushed further back as the Robins increased the pressure. Matlock defended resolutely as Altrincham struggled in vain for a breakthrough. Matlock could reflect on a battling performance rather than one full of attacking flair, but nevertheless it was a job well done. Evo Stick Premier News. Hensford Town report on Shore Lane AFC 3 Hensford Town 1. Hensford Town would fall to defeat against League New Boys Shore Lane, with defensive frailties once again costing the Pitman dear. Manager Neil Tooth was able to call on the services of striker Luke Rogers for the first time this season, with him coming straight into the starting lineup. The game was barely 3 minutes old though before the Pitmen found themselves a goal down after the home side's Gavin Rothery picked the ball up on the left before delivering a teasing ball into the box, which was turned home by Samo G into his own net. Hensford responded well from this early setback though and drew level in the 14th minute when Danny Glover once again rose highest to nod the ball down inside the penalty area, and Matt Dodd was able to poke it home underneath the advancing goalkeeper. Hensford felt somewhat aggrieved in the 42nd minute when James Laurie's effort was ruled out, with Glover adjudged to have fouled his man. This would prove to be crucial as on the stroke of half-time the home side retook the lead. A third goal would arrive for Shore Lane in the 59th minute. Alti Old Boys or Extrialists are emboldened in the following list. Shaw Lane AFC Stuart Bembeletta, Sargent, Lennion, Lugsden, Qualter, Byrne, Harris Abadaki, Clayton Chilaka, Norris, Rothery Walker. Subs not used: Reeves, Huff, Hensford, Town, Wren, Wright, Ballinger, Bailey, OG, Smith, Dodd, Thorley, Glover, Nardett, Rogers 65, Laurie Green 61. Subs not used: Mutton, Melbourne, Taylor. At least one Shaw Lane supporter nominated Lennion as man of the match on Twitter. The 20th of August 2017, Matlock Town 1 Altrincham 0. Altus' poor start to the season continued as they lost to a headed goal by Wiley from a right-wing corner. The first half had seen some good play from Alti but with no real goal threat at the end of it. But Alti started the second half poorly and Matlock took the lead in the 49th minute. Second half substitutions did improve things, but it was deep into added time before Sam Sheridan produced his side's best shot of the game, which Barnes pushed over the bar. Right Tom Hannigan heads clear in the second half as Lewis Short looks on. Match report here: reserves draw. Altrincham FC reserves drew 11 at home to Rylands on Saturday. Next Saturday they play at Whaley Bridge Athletic 6:30 p.m. Phil on Nantwich draw. Brian Flynn, Alti press and media officer, has provided the following comments on last Tuesday's game at Nantwich by manager Phil Parkinson, which have been submitted to Altrincham today. 1 point from 2 games is obviously not the start that we were looking for in our opening matches of this Evo-Stick Premier Division campaign, but I was delighted with the way the players dug in on Tuesday night at Nantwich to get a result. The 30 opening day home defeat to Stafford was pretty devastating in itself, so when we went a goal down and were reduced to 10 men inside 40 minutes with the dismissal of Tom Hannigan, I was wondering what the hell was going on, but I could see the determination on the players' faces in the dressing room at halftime, and we really took the game to Nantwich in the second half, despite having a one-man disadvantage. We had to take a chance tactically by going one-on-one against them at the back, but this worked well and we gradually took control of the game and deserved the late equaliser through John Johnston's penalty, which we may have been a little fortunate to get, as the tackle may have been just outside the area. If it was, then we deserved a bit of luck. We certainly deserved something out of the game. We all appreciated the tremendous support at Nantwich. There must have been a couple of hundred LT fans who kept on singing and encouraging the team throughout the game, despite the difficult circumstances that we faced from the 39th minute onwards. Today, we travel to Derbyshire to take on Matlock Town, who have started well with a draw at highly fancied Stour Bridge and a 32 home win against Hensford on Tuesday night. It will be a tough encounter, but I know the players will be up for it. We will be without Sean Densmore for the next 3 games. He is best man at a wedding in the USA, and Chris Lynch will not be travelling, as he has a back problem. Tom Hannigan will miss Tuesday night's game at home to Whitby, as he will be serving a 1-match suspension. Therefore we need strengthening in the central defensive area, and I am hoping to bring someone in to do that, possibly today, but certainly for Tuesday. We are still searching for that first win, but I am convinced that when it comes, these players and this team will start to fly, and I am convinced that everyone is in for an exciting and successful season. Evo-Stick Premier News: the Evo-Stick League confirms the following transfers involving Premier Division clubs. Cameron Gilchrist from Inverness Caledonian Thistle. Scotland to Barwell Alfie Carber from Iscon France to Buxton Bradley Massian Jones from Hull City to Colville Town Devon Green from Blackburn Rovers to Hensford Town Scott Lysett from Whitland Albion to Leek Town Dominic Reed from Prescott Cables to Marine Casper Hughes from AFC Fylde to Nantwich Town Kyman Anderson from Southport to Nantwich Town Lone Ben Stokes from Colville Town to Romulus Dave Moley from Welling United to Rushall Olympic Christian Scott from Nuneaton Town to Rushall Olympic David Norris from Salford City to Shaw Lane Henriez from Rushall Olympic to Stamford Rory Coleman from Colville Town to Stocksbridge Park Steels Philip Baker from the New Saints Wales to Warrington Town Caleb Richards from Blackpool to Warrington Town Youth Loan Benjamin Headley from Morecambe to Whitton Albion Loan Evo-Stick Premier Gates at 187 Ashton United 2 Grantham Town 1 Exalt Team Liam Tomset Loney and Mark Lees scored the goals at 128 Colville Town 03 Warrington Town Sean Williams scored a penalty for Warrington at 357 Hales Owen Town 1-2 Farsley Celtic James Walshaw scored one of Farsley's goals at 192 Lancaster City 1-1 Micklover Sports at 301 Marine 0-1 Barwell at 457 Matlock Town 1-0 Altrincham at 307 Nantwich Town 2-0 Workington at 231 Russell Olympic 1-0 Staley Bridge Celtic at 152 Shore Lane 3-1 Hensford Town at 592 Stafford Rangers 1-4 Buxton at 231 Whitby Town 1-3 Stourbridge at 298 Whitton Albion 1-0 Sutton Coldfield Town Old Boys exaltee players who scored in the Emirates FA Cup preliminary round included Alex Frost netted a brace for Droylsden in front of 89 spectators. Ossett Albion 3-4 Droylsden 202 people saw Jerome Wright score, but Ramsbottom United lost 23 at home to Liversedge, and in Vanarama North, Salford City beat Kidderminster Harriers 30 thanks to a Jack Redshaw hat-trick. Tuesday fixtures: Tuesday the 22nd of August 2017, Altrincham vs Whitby Town, Barwell vs Russell Olympic, Buxton vs Shore Lane, Farsley Celtic vs Lancaster City, Grantham Town vs Colville Town, Hensford Town vs Hayleys, Owen Town, Mickleover Sports vs Stafford Rangers, Staley Bridge Celtic vs Marine, Sutton Coldfield Town vs Matlock Town, Warrington Town vs Ashton United, Workington vs Whitland Albion. Saturday fixtures: Saturday the 26th of August 2017, Altrincham vs Colville Town, Barwell vs Whitton Albion, Buxton vs Hayleys, Owen Town, Farsley Celtic vs Russell Olympic, Grantham Town vs Whitby Town, Hensford Town vs Lancaster City, Mickleover Sports vs Nantwich Town, Staley Bridge Celtic vs Shore Lane, Stourbridge vs Marine, Sutton Coldfield Town vs Ashton United, Warrington Town vs Matlock Town, Workington vs Stafford Rangers. The 19th of August 2017, Saturday results: Ashton United 21, Grantham Town Colville Town 03, Warrington Town Hales, Owen Town 12, Farsley Celtic Lancaster City 11, Mickleover Sports Marine 01, Barwell Matlock Town 10, Altrincham Nantwich Town 20, Workington Russell Olympic 10, Staley Bridge Celtic Shore Lane 31, Hensford Town Stafford Rangers 14, Buxton Whitby Town 13, Stourbridge Whitton Albion 10, Sutton Coldfield Town. Travel update: Task Travel Coordinator Mark Eckersall advises: thanks to all those who came with us to Nantwich on Tuesday night. Tomorrow's 16-seater to Matlock is now full, but we'll be looking to move to 2,832 seaters again as people return from holiday. So please do book early to help us gauge numbers. There won't be any coach travel to Whitton on the 28th of August due to its close proximity, 12 miles, and difficulties of pricing short trips with any value. We will be arranging transport to Barwell, though, on the 9th of September, so look out for details of that soon. Matlock Town v Altrincham live coverage. You can follow this fixture via this website's minute-by-minute text updates by clicking on the icon below. Alternatively, Radio Robins coverage of the game is outlined below as well. Brian Flynn announces that Radio Robins, sponsored by Ashley Mowers Garden Machinery, is providing full live commentary. The match commentary sponsor is Street Ants Hospice. The commentators are Mark Simpson, Brian Flynn. The match summarizer is Dave Stringer. Coverage starts at 2:45 p.m. with the game kicking off at 3 p.m. Guidance for listening to Radio Robins: there will be 4 ways to listen to Radio Robins via Mixlr or the Radio Robins website. Open the page in any web browser and the broadcast should start automatically. Please note that the 4-player options: Windows Player, Real Player, QuickTime, Winamp will not work now. Download and install the Mixlr app on Android devices from the Google Play Store. Start the app and search for Radio Robins. Download and install the Mixlr app on Apple devices from the Apple Store. Start the app and search for Radio Robins. There is a temporary Wix website here. The chat room software on radiorobins.com has been updated and should be accessible now for all users. EvoStick Premier News: NI Yorkshire reports that Shore Lane AFC have made the co-signing of former Leeds United midfielder David Norris. Norris was a Neil Warnock signing for Leeds in 2012 from Portsmouth. He left Elland Road in 2015 and he spent some of last season at Salford City. Norris made over 400 league appearances in his career. His signing is a major boost to Shore Lane, who are hoping to get the first win of the season tomorrow when they face Hensford Town. At Ashton United, the club is delighted to announce the signing of Josh Granite on a 1-year contract from Trafford for an undisclosed fee. For the EvoStick League, we learned that hotshot Kieman Anderson is back to spearhead Nantwich Town's attack. Signed on loan from Southport on Thursday night, the 20-year-old came through the ranks at Shrewsbury Town and last term was banging in the goals for Hales Owen Town before being recalled to New Meadow from his loan spell in January after netting 17 times. The marksman will be no stranger to the Dabbers faithful, having scored a wonder solo goal at the Weaver Stadium for the Yelts at the start of the 201,617 campaign before going on to become one of the most feared strikers in the Evo Stick League's top flight. Anderson told Nantwich Town's fans that he was looking forward to returning to play for Dabbers boss Dave Cook after joining Southport in the summer. Whitton Albion report that the club have released Scott Lysett with a view of him joining Leek Town. The 18th of August 2017. Phil on Radio Tonight. Alty boss Phil Parkinson is being interviewed on tonight's sports programme on BBC Radio Manchester, which starts at 7 p.m. Dave Johnson. The funeral of Altrincham FC volunteer Dave Johnson was held at the club on Thursday and was attended by more than 100 people, who as well as his family included his many friends from the football club. Altrincham FC chaplain, Rev. Andy Barclay-Watts paid moving tribute to Dave's many qualities. As well as providing a welcome face in his role as doorman at Alty, Dave was a club vice-president and had been responsible both for starting the popular pensioners' Christmas lunches at the football club and for initiating the Young Player of the Season award, for which he provided the annual trophy. Following the tribute, the attendees gathered on Moss Lane to applaud as the funeral cortege left for nearby Hale Cemetery, where many of his friends joined the family for a brief service in the chapel, followed by the interment. An indication of the respect held for Dave was the attendance of former players Nicky Clee and Greg Young and the fathers, as well as Nicky's wife. Nicky had previously travelled from his Yorkshire home to visit Dave during his terminal illness. Dave will be remembered for many years at the football club, and on behalf of all present it extends its condolences to Dave's family. Task supporters travel to Matlock. Task will be operating supporters transport to Matlock Town on Saturday 19th. The fares and times are on the away travel page. Please book your places as soon as possible by ringing the club on 0161 928 1045 during weekday office hours. Matlock on Saturday. Mike Garnett reminds us of the historical record of matches between Alty and our next opponents, Matlock Town. Whilst Alty have been very successful at home, at Matlock it has been a different story. Home P14W12D1L1F31A9, away P12W4D2L6F19825, all P26W163L7F50A34. Alty last met Matlock Town as recently last season on the 15th of October 2016 in an Emirates FA Cup 4QR match at Moss Lane, which Alty won 31. Only 2 players started that game for Alty, and also began the most recent league game at Nantwich. They were Jake Moult and Simon Richmond. Matlock's squad in the recent win over Hensford Town included a number of familiar names in non-league circle: 1 Phil Barnes, 2 Nico De Girolamo, 3 Jake Green, 4 Joe Doyle, Charles, 5 Adam Yates, 6 Dwayne Wiley, 7 Darnell Bailey King, 14 Callum Lloyd, 76, 8 Ryan Wilson, 17 Tyler Blake, 56, 9 Sean Harrod, 12 Mark Newsham, 86 10 Ted Cribley, 11 Reece Sharp. Other subs: 15 Luis Rose, 16 Zen Hakim. Phil encouraged the sale. Altrincham Messenger reports that Phil Parkinson saluted Altrincham's battling qualities after they shrugged aside a red card for Tom Hannigan to snatch a late equaliser at Nantwich. Trailing to a 35-minute goal, Alty were up against it when experienced centre-back Hannigan was shown a second yellow card for an ill-advised challenge just 3 minutes later. But they stunned the home side with a forceful second-half performance that deservedly brought them a draw after winger John Johnston was hauled down in the 86th minute and picked himself up to convert the resulting penalty. Alty's former Nantwich boss said, "It was an important result for us after having to play with 10 men for such a big chunk of the game. To stay in the game the way we did and actually control it, rather than fall to pieces, is a massive positive and will give us great confidence moving forward. We showed character, quality in possession, fight, determination and people going to the bitter end for Altrincham Football Club, and the fans can take great heart from that. It was just a bit of silly stupidity for the sending off. Tom has held his hands up to that and is devastated, because he knows if he had stayed on the pitch, we would have been more comfortable and would maybe have gone on to win it. It was touch and go whether the foul was inside the area for the penalty, but we deserved a bit of luck even though we're not quite clicking yet. We are looking good, without quite clicking in the final third, but when you look at the players we've got, it's going to be frightening when we do click and start putting chances away, as well as creating. This is a very competitive league, and you have to earn the right to play, as we'll have to do at Matlock on Saturday, but I believe we're not far away. Old foes news of a club which has played against LT on numerous occasions comes from Kidderminster Harriers, where plans to create a new stadium on the outskirts of the town off the A451 close to its football academy have been unveiled. Harriers chairman Colin Gordon said Agborough's location near to homes in Kidderminster left the club adrift from the heart of the community. Proposals had been tabled to Wyre Forest District Council for the new stadium development in Zorteg Avenue. The stadium would be situated at the current Centre of Sporting Excellence, which is already home to its football academy and a training base to the first team. The new venue would encompass a new purpose-built stadium and large training complex. The site would also feature educational facilities for all age groups. Club officials said Agborough would be made available for redevelopment. Chairman Colin Gordon said, "I fully understand and respect that there is a sentiment around Agborough Stadium as a footballing venue. But the simple fact of the matter is that we cannot be at the heart of our community if we're sat in the middle of a housing estate, and we just aren't physically in the right position to offer what we believe a football club should offer its community. If we want to grow to become more than just a football team that relies on what the footballing product can generate, then this is the only future for us." Agborough was opened in May 1890. Evo Stick Premier News: the Evo Stick League's top groundsmen have been honoured at the Football Association's 2017 Groundsman of the Year Awards. Belper Town's Phil Varney, Trafford's Graham Foxall and Marine AFC's John Peterson were congratulated by groundsmen across the non-league game on Wednesday at the FA's National Football Centre at St George Park as the top turfmen in the Evo Stick League's three divisions and in first, second and third place respectively. Whitton Albion's Peter Robinson, Nantwich Town's Peter Teman and Whitby Town's Eric Wilson were all highly commended by judges after narrowly missing out on the top honours. "We learned from Warrington Worldwide that there are signs that a positive season is ahead for Warrington Town. They should really be sitting with maximum points after 2 games, but for a disappointing injury time equaliser conceded at Lancaster City on Tuesday. Twice the Yellows were in a winning position, and twice it was squandered. 2 new signings have particularly impressed in the first 2 games. Young centre-half Liam Goulding put in some crucial tackles and was also composed at bringing the ball out from the back at the Giant Axe. The fact that Goulding is only in the team due to the unavailability of Jack Higgins' injury and Phil Baker international clearance is perhaps a sign of the quality at Paul Carden's disposal. Another Liam, midfielder Hines, has also impressed with his all-action and energetic midfield play. In the central midfielder area, Carden has Hines, regular starter Exaltee man Sean Williams and the experienced Bradley Barnes available, and there will be some selection headaches there for sure. It was good to see Ruben Jerome get off the mark on Tuesday night, a striker who needs goals to breed confidence. Strike partner Tony Gray put himself about on Saturday, though seemed half a yard off the pace at Lancaster. With Josh Hine currently playing wide right, an option through the middle as well as is the option to add a third central midfielder in, both strikers will be on the toes to perform. The club struggled to find a left-back in the summer, and so it was almost a welcome relief that Rory McKeown's move elsewhere failed to materialise, as he is a dependable number 3 at this level. Another left-back, Caleb Richards, has been drafted in on loan from Blackpool, and the youngster put in a stellar performance playing at right-back at Lancaster. Long-term injured Gerard Kinsella is putting a shift in week in week out to return to full fitness, and looks as enthusiastic as ever. A target of 23 points from the first 10 games should ensure the Yellows are thereabouts at the top. The 17th of August 2017 patrons draw. The 201,617 patrons draw took place at 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, witnessed by Judy Henson and Noel Shields, and the results were 3rd place hospitality for 3, David Meadows 2nd place hospitality for 5, Jackie McClay 1st place hospitality for 10, Jeff Swindles. The hospitality places can be taken at either the Whitby game on Tuesday the 22nd of August, the Colville Town game on Saturday the 26th of August. Dave Johnson's supporters are reminded that the funeral service for Altie volunteer Dave Johnson takes place in the Community Sports Hall at the J. Davidson Stadium today, Thursday at 1:30 p.m. It will be conducted by club chaplain, Rev. Andy Barclay Watts. Meanwhile, Altrincham FC supporter Gary Stubbs has created an attractive floral feature to enhance the wall of memories at the J. Davidson Stadium, pictured above. The wall, sited adjacent to the main stand, comprises plaques requested by the family or friends of departed Altrincham FC supporters and staff. If you would like to commemorate a loved one on the wall of memories, please contact the club on 0161 928 1045 or by email. FA Cup. The Evo Stick League reports that South Shields are getting ready to fly the flag for the Evo Stick League in the Emirates FA Cup on Saturday after being chosen to showcase the BBC's new extended coverage of every round. Millions of fans of the world's oldest cup competition around the globe are expected to watch the preliminary round clash between the 2017 FA Vase winners and Bridlington after the BBC confirmed the cameras were heading to Mariners Park on Tuesday. Both clubs are set to receive a £1,000 TV fee after being chosen to front the preliminary round, which has been brought forward to kick off at 12:30 p.m. Tuesday. Gates at 175 Ashton United 1-1 Farsley Celtic at 173 Colville Town 0-1 Stourbridge at 345 Haleys Owen Town 1-0 Barwell at 260 Lancaster City 2-2 Warrington Town at 264 Marine 2-0 Workington at 347 Matlock Town 3-2 Hensford Town at 670 Nantwich Town 1-1 Altrincham at 242 Rushall Olympic 0-2 Grantham Town at 614 Stafford Rangers v1 Sutton Coldfield Town at 256 Whitby Town v Stalybridge Celtic at 336 Whitton Albion v Buxton. Saturday fixtures: Ashton United v Grantham Town, Colville Town v Warrington Town, Hales Owen Town v Farsley Celtic, Lancaster City v Micklover Sports, Marine v Barwell, Matlock Town v Altrincham, Nantwich Town v Workington, Rushall Olympic v Stalybridge Celtic, Shore Lane v Hensford Town, Stafford Rangers v Buxton, Whitby Town v Stourbridge, Whitton Albion v Sutton Coldfield Town. Next opponents: Matlock Town on Saturday. Altie travel to Matlock Town, where joint Matlock boss Glenn Kirkwood declared he was pleased with Matlock's start to the season, which has yielded 4 points from 2 testing fixtures and a current 6th spot. The Gladiators brought back a point from last season's beaten playoff finalists Stourbridge on Sunday before winning a 5-goal thriller at home to Hensford Town on Tuesday night. This weekend's visit from Altrincham, newly relegated from the National League North and who ended Matlock's hopes of an FA Cup first-round proper appearance with a 31 win at Moss Lane last October, completes a hat-trick of hard games. I'm delighted with the results, especially the Hensford one when we played really well. It was the polar opposite to Stourbridge, but there we were solid and didn't look like conceding against a very good side. Against Hensford we could have been masters of our own downfall, giving away far too many daft free kicks which put us under pressure. We were excellent with the ball and unfortunate not to be comfortably ahead at half-time. The effort and commitment though in both games was first class. Sean Harrod opened his account in competitive games for Matlock with a fine brace in midweek after being starved of decent service at Stourbridge. Sean and for that matter Mark Newsham, Matlock's scorer, were excellent with no service on Sunday, and then on Tuesday Sean showed just how important hell before us. We felt we needed some fresh legs on Tuesday and the changes we made were to make us more effective going forward. We were wasteful on Sunday but very good defensively. The Hensford match saw us much better attacking-wise. Altie will be disappointed with a 30-home defeat to Stafford Rangers on the opening day before they drew 11 at Nantwich on Tuesday. It will be another really tough game. They've taken some very good players from Nantwich and a very good manager, said Kirkwood. There's some really good sides in the league this year and Stourbridge, Hensford and Altrincham will right up there. We said when we saw the fixtures that the first 3 would be mega tough, and the 3 points we got against Hensford turned Sunday's good point into a great point. On Saturday we'll be going for the jugular and be all out for 3 points. Matlock are on the road again on Tuesday to the artificial Coles Lane to take on Sutton Coldfield Town. Ryan Wilson will need a fitness check after jarring his knee in midweek, while midfielder Michael Nee and winger Jamie Yates, who has had a recent ankle operation, are still probably at least a couple of weeks from a return. Teenage 66 defender and academy product Max Hunt has gone out on a month's loan to Belper Town. We've had to leave a couple of players out of the squad this week, which makes it very hard. It's hard to keep everyone happy. Meanwhile, Matlock's top scorer from last term, on loan Burton marksman Marcus D. Nanga, has this week joined AFC Telford United on a seasons-long loan. Evo Stick Premier News at Farsley Celtic manager Adam Lakeland gave his reaction after the game at Hurst Cross. It's never easy away at Ashton, and coming into it we anticipated a tough game and probably would have been pleased with a point. However, after the way in which we performed in the first 45 minutes, there is a frustration there that we haven't come away with all 3 points. We created half a dozen clear-cut chances and didn't capitalize on them. It was only natural that Ashton came out and performed better in the second half, as they are a good outfit with a lot of experience at this level, and credit to them for changing shape at half-time, as the performance was much improved after the break. We had a great chance where Wally James Walshaw headed wide and they went closer still. Looking at the squad, the Celts boss reported Danny Ellis pulled up with a calf problem, so he will need assessing on Thursday. The good news is that Ryan Watson and Jordan DC will be pushing to be involved on Saturday if they come through training on Thursday unscathed, and Nathan Turner is edging closer to a return to full training. Buxton have made a winner start to the season, and they report that a late Will Jones goal for Witton Albion meant the Bucks returned pointless from Cheshire last night. The next match is away at Stafford Rangers on Saturday, with Liam Hardy returning from suspension. We are still waiting international clearance for new French midfielder Alpha Kaba. The 16th of August 2017 Managers Views. Nantwich Town have posted interviews with both managers following the game last night at the Weaver Stadium. Phil Parkinson, Dave Cook. Nantwich Town 11 Altrincham above James Poole played an important role in the draw at Nantwich. Here he is seen in Altus' new away kit purple during the game, by Mike Ripley's camera. Despite playing for more than an hour with 10 men after Hannigan had been dismissed in the 38th minute for a rash challenge which earned him a second yellow card, Altrincham battled to a deserved draw with a late penalty. Match report here. Segregation. Bill Waterson, on behalf of the board of Altrincham FC, writes, "Dear fans, the board of Altrincham FC regret the incidents that took place at Moss Lane on Saturday. We do not and will never tolerate such behaviour at Altrincham Football Club. We are now reconsidering our approach on a game-by-game basis to segregation. In addition, we are reviewing the relevant match-day operations and procedures from Saturday's game so that we can act on our findings once we have gathered all the relevant information. Thank you for your support." AFC Board Reserves defeat on Tuesday night. Alty Reserves lost 41 at Eagle Sports. On Saturday they are at home to Rylands at Egerton Sports Club. This week's games: Monday the 14th of August Shore Lane 12 Mickleover Sports, Tuesday the 15th of August Ashton United 11 Farsley Celtic Colville Town 01 Stourbridge Hales Owen Town 10 Barwell Lancaster City 22 Warrington Town Marine 20 Workington Matlock Town 32 Hensford Town Nantwich Town 11 Altrincham Rushall Olympic 02 Grantham Town Stafford Rangers 41 Sutton Coldfield Town Whitby Town 41 Staley Bridge Celtic Witton Albion 10 Bucks patrons draw. The draw for members of the Altrincham FC patrons will take place at the club today, Wednesday, with the results made available as soon as possible afterwards. Evo Stick League Premier News. NI Pitchero reports that newly promoted Shore Lane AFC are finding the higher-level Evo Stick League Premier tough and went down to a second successive defeat, this time a Monday night home defeat to Mickleover Sports. It was the visitors, who opened up with a draw at the weekend, who grabbed the lead just past the half-hour mark through Evan Garnett. However, right on half-time, experienced striker Paul Clayton pulled the Ducks back on level terms, and the home side looked to be in the ascendancy when on 66 minutes a former Duck Jake Scott was shown a straight red card for an alleged stamping incident off the ball. But it was the 10 men who went on to win the game with a 77th minute. Bradley Grayson effort. The Evo Stick League reports that Stourbridge defenders Brandon Ball and Liam Slade have both left the club. Both remain registered with us on NPL forms, and remain part of Gary's plans Two players have linked up with other clubs on dual registration basis: keeper Rhys Jevons Tividale and forward Josh Cook Sporting Calcer. Witton Albion have confirmed the loan signing of teenage midfielder Ben Headley. He joins us from Morecambe for a month. Stafford view Stafford Rangers report on Saturday's win at Altrincham. Rangers' new campaign got off to a dream start with a thoroughly deserved 3 points against pre-season promotion favourites, Altrincham Town. The Alti had the greater share of possession and played some attractive flowing football, with much of the first half being played in the Rangers' end of the pitch. But their efforts were frustrated by a solid and skillful Rangers defence led by courageous club captain Matt Bailey, who had been felled by a short-range pile driver to the face in the opening few minutes, and a man-of-the-match performance by Adam Whitehouse and some wayward finishing. In stark contrast, Rangers' first attack produced a debut goal for Dan Westwood on 10 minutes. A fluent move saw the ball reach Lewis Briscoe, who held off several defenders before slipping the ball through to Westwood, who steered it past the Alti keeper from about 12 yards. Rangers' second on 44 minutes was a sublime lob by Joe Thomas from the edge of the box. The second half started more evenly and Rangers went further ahead from a diving header by Richard Batchelor on 52 minutes. Increasing Altrincham pressure brought some panicky moments to the Rangers' defence with a succession of skied clearances, but Alti squandered the best chance with about 10 minutes to go when Adam Whitehouse saved a penalty which he had conceded after bringing down an Altrincham forward inside the box. In a great all-round team effort, teenage debutant Kai Davis at left-back gave a standout performance.